Hey, what's happening, y'all? It's your boy Tavian. I am 17 days post top surgery and just wanted to do a quick update for you guys right quick to let you know where I'm at with everything and let you know how I'm feeling in my body and let you know how everything's going right quick. So, I'm going to do that. So, everything's been really wonderful. I absolutely love my results. I love how good I feel. You can see that most of my scabbing is just about done. It's a lot of really pink and pretty fleshy at this time. Some areas I already have pigmentation coming in on the pink areas. Other areas are still just pink and fleshy. So I'm keeping it moist, and I've started my scar gel treatment. I'm probably only going to do that for a little while. I don't really want to get rid of my scars completely because I plan to really rock my scars and embrace my scars because they really represent a big struggle that I have overcome, a lifetime struggle that I had, and survived even during times when I just didn't want to do it anymore, and I just really wanted to just throw in the towel. So they really represent the biggest achievement of my life, the biggest struggle overcome of my life. So I don't really want to get rid of my scars completely. I'm just doing some maintenance because people of color often have a higher risk of getting keloid scarring. So I'm just trying to do everything that I can in the beginning right now to make sure that I have as little as that as possible. Other than that, everything's been really great. I'm liking it all. I'm out of my bindings now. My drains have been removed, and I'm feeling great in my skin. You go into surgery and you think you're going to come out and you're just going to be feeling on top of the world. You're going to feel at one with yourself, and you're going to feel super comfortable, and it's just going to be what it is, and you're going to be great, and you're going to move on in your life. You're going to be fantastic. But this has been both the most wonderful experience of my life, as well as the strangest experience of my life. So I've had some slight struggles with adjusting to this new body. For instance, the other day I had an itch on my nipple, and I can't scratch my nipples, so when I have to take care of that, I usually just pat it. And when I went to pat my nipple to take care of that itch, I ended up patting down here. And that's because that's where my nipple once upon a time used to lay. Another incident that I had was I had itches right about here, which is about where I feel like my underboob was once. And so when I went to go itch that, I automatically went to lift my boobs to get to my itch, and there was nothing there to lift. So I cracked up when I did that because I just went to get to my itch, and then like there was nothing there. So I grabbed that air, and it was really entertaining. But it was also just like, wow, that's going to take some getting used to. These little things that I used to do just to get through life with my boobs, I no longer have to do those things. Like so much as just sleeping. I slept on my stomach just the other day for the very first time. And that was interesting because, before when I had my boobs, I had to do a thing where I would like, move them to the side, hold them over here, and then lay down so that they didn't just like come up here and choke me in my neck while I'm trying to sleep. So to not have to do that was just really bizarre. Even laying on my side, I had to, use my arm to hold my boobs down so that they didn't come up and, get all in my neck area where I couldn't breathe. So to not have to do that was absolutely bizarre. Um, and today, I left my house for the first time without bindings on. I took my bindings off about 2 days ago, but I left my house, like away from my house, like to go out into public for the very first time without my binder on. And I thought, wow, this is just going to be the best. I'm going to walk down the street, I'm going to walk with my head held high, and it's just going to be wonderful. But the entire time, I was really actually quite anxious. I felt really naked and really exposed because I was so used to being so confined all the time. I have been wearing my binder now for several years. Um, and it was just really weird for me to not have that. Like, it was like a security blanket. I couldn't leave my house without my binder for the longest time. Like, honestly, leaving my house without my binder was like almost felt like a death sentence. I just hated to do it. And so to go out today without my binder, it was a really bizarre feeling. I was really conflicted. I wanted to be extremely uncomfortable and I wanted to be dysphoric, but at the same time, I felt so elated, and it was such a beautiful feeling. And I kind of fluctuated. I went from walking with my chest held high to walking with the hunch like I used to do when I tried to make my boobs look as minimal as possibly could. I used to just kind of walk with the hunch. So I kind of went back and forth between like trying to walk with my chest held high and at the same time like getting really uncomfortable and kind of shielding myself. So it's going to take some getting used to. You got to remember that when it's time for your surgery and after surgery. It's not just going to be oh, I'm going to flow into life again, and it's just going to be like, oh, this is my body, and I've had it my whole life. It's not, because it's not the body you had your whole life. You had a whole other body your whole life, and you're going to have to learn to live with this new body and to not do the things that you did before with the other body that you had. And it's not a negative thing. These are all wonderful things. It's wonderful things that I don't have to lift my boobs anymore to scratch. It's wonderful that I can walk down the street and poke my chest out and be comfortable. But it's going to take some time to get used to. So just remember that when it comes to post-surgery, like that's something you're probably going to face. Another thing that I really wanted to address about surgery and recovering after surgery, I find that a lot of people try to compare their recoveries to other people. You look at people and you're like, oh, well, by this point, this person was doing this, so that means I should be able to do that too. That's not always the case, I feel like I recovered pretty quickly. I was pretty much self-sufficient within my third or fourth day. The first few days I had my friends and my roommate helping me with my tubes and my drains and all that. But then after that, after my third day, I would say, I started doing my drains on my own. By my fourth day, I was pretty self-sufficient with literally just about everything in my life. And that's not going to be the case for you. Like, I refused to take the drugs that they gave me. They made me sick. It didn't work for me. Made me loopy. I didn't like it. And some people absolutely are going to need those drugs. They just can't. Like, they just can't heal without them. Like, it's just too much pain for them. And some people can, you may not be self-sufficient 3 days after your surgery the way I was. Actually, the chances from what I have seen and from the experiences that I have heard, most people are not that functionable 3 days after surgery. Most people take at least a week before they're really up and moving and doing things for sure sufficiently on their own. So please, 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 I cannot stress enough, do not compare your recovery to somebody else's. Do not go in expecting to recover the same way as somebody, because it's probably not going to happen. You are probably not going to be ready to do things on your own like I was 3-4 days later. So really remember that when it's time for surgery, when it's time for recovery, that everybody heals differently, everybody deals with pain differently, and that's just what it is. My dog is snoring. Sorry about that. I know you guys are probably hearing that. But yeah, take care of yourselves. Rest up at your own pace. Heal up at your own pace. Please do not try to compare yourself to other people. My recovery may be significantly faster than yours, whether that is just because you have a higher or lower pain tolerance than I do, or if it's because you're older than me. I don't know what the cause is. But the fact of the matter is, your recovery is not going to be the same as mine. Your recovery is going to be different. So just remember that. It's not going to be the same as the next person's either. So, yeah, that is my 17-day video update. And I hope y'all enjoyed it. And I have a few other ideas for some videos that I really want to make here soon. So there will be a few more coming in the next week, because I'm now officially stir crazy, and I'm just going to start busting out a bunch of videos because I have nothing else to do with my time. So, yeah,